Hey, what's going on, guys? Neil here, bringing you a brand new video. Hope everyone's having a fantastic day. Today, I wanted to talk about 10 huge money mistakes that millennials are making. And I went ahead and just grabbed this from an article, but I did a lot of research, and I'm a millennial myself, so I speak with a lot of my friends to do with everything to do with money and personal finance. So I know a lot of mistakes that people are making, so I can definitely confirm or deny if these things are true. So let's get right into it. If you guys, before I start this video, if you guys could do me a huge favor and like, comment, and subscribe, that would mean a ton to me. That would really help this video get pushed. So I really appreciate that. So let's get right into it. So first, we're going to think that tomorrow never comes. This is one that I can definitely say exists. The biggest mistake you can make is postponing your saving for retirement. Tons of people who are millennials, they don't really think about the future too much, typically. They just want to have fun, right? A lot of my friends, they live in the city, they spend all their money on going out and rent. And they struggle to even invest $10,000 a year, right? But they're making six figures. So clearly there is, a discrepancy there. Even if it's just a couple dollars, it makes a difference down the road, and that's what people don't understand. That's something we'll go into a little more. So this one, definitely true. Next one, not investing enough. I kind of just talked about that right now, right? So not investing enough, something that most millennials do. They think that they don't have enough to get started. They think $100 is enough. They think it's overwhelming. They don't want to lose money. They don't want to take the risk. There's tons of things that go into that. So if you want to get started with your personal finance journey, definitely reach out to me on Discord, and I can definitely help you get started. And there's so much free resources out there online that there's no reason not to be educated. 3 is not navigating their student loan repayment. Student loan debt, 3 words guaranteed to give any millennial the dry heaves. So this is something that is very tricky because student loan debt can have a pretty high percent interest rate, meaning it's not something that you necessarily want to leverage and put off the payments. You kind of want to pay it off ASAP, in my opinion, and that way you can be debt free. There's also a lot of student loan forgiveness going on right now. I can make a separate video on that if you guys want. I'm not too familiar on how that whole process works, as I didn't need to go ahead and do that, but I do know a lot of friends who have done that process, and they said it was super easy, so let me know if you guys want to see a video on that. Then, thinking the little costs don't count. This is so accurate. It's only $5. That's not a big deal. It's like people spending $5 on Starbucks, right? So you might not bat an eye at spending $4 on a cup of coffee, but you do that 3 times a week, adds up to $6.24 a year. So let's just do an example. Let's say this is a compound interest calculator. Start with $0. Every month, let's say you invest $20. Oh no, that would be per week. So you multiply it by 4. You're spending $20 on coffee a week. This is your coffee money that you're going to invest. Instead, you're going to make coffee at home. So you're going to have $80 as your monthly contribution. Let's say that this is a 20-year-old, and they got 40 years until they're 60. Okay? Then the estimated interest rate, let's go ahead and put 10%, as that's the average return of the S&P 500, and that's a good benchmark to aim for. Let's have it compound annually. Let's see where that gets you. So in 40 years, just by making coffee at home 4 times a week, on an average of $5 a coffee, which is a lot of coffees as we know nowadays, or even more, you're going to go ahead at an average interest rate of 10%. In 40 years, you'll have compounded $425,000 basically, and you have only invested $40,000. So that is the extreme power of compound interest that a lot of people don't understand. And they think that $5 isn't going to make a difference, right? They don't really see this long-term outlook. So 5, failing to compare buying versus renting options. Another huge thing that people make huge mistakes about, and they're talking about homes and cars. Very, very smart. So purchasing a car feels empowering, but the vehicle is not an asset and loses value. So you have to understand that a car is a depreciating asset. It is an asset, but it's a depreciating asset. It's saying it's not an asset. I still think it's an asset because it has value. But yes, it loses value instantly as you drive it off lot. So it's a depreciating asset, right? And if you have payments on it, then it can be, turned into a liability, of course, right? And same thing with renting versus buying. Purchasing a home can be an asset. Obviously, there's a big upfront cost, and you have to sell. And there's a big difference between buying and renting. But I'm someone who has rented quite a bit now, and it's enjoyable to live in different places in different cities. But I'm getting to that point where I realize how important it is to really, get into a home eventually, so you're not just throwing away money into rent. But right now, it's just very tricky with the market and interest rates. So I think I'll be making a video on that sooner or later as well, on the whole real estate market. Relying on shortcuts. That is very accurate as well. Everyone wants to take shortcuts, especially with money. And this kind of reminds me about the whole meme stock investing saga that happened. And everyone just wanted to get rich overnight investing in GameStop or Dogecoin or whatever it might have been, but they didn't understand any of the fundamentals. Exactly. Fix your fundamentals, and the short-term fixes may help today, but they're going to cost you a lot long term. By getting your financial picture balanced, you can set up your life for financial success in the future. So, 7, try and keep up with social media. Social media is just the most ridiculous thing. It's just the highlights of people's life. It's not accurate. Obviously there's a lot of great things about social media. Influencer marketing, education, awareness that they bring. So many, entertainment, so many things, right? But one thing a lot of people get caught up is just scrolling on their phone, looking at TikTok, looking at Instagram. 1, you're wasting a ton of time. 2, you're comparing yourself to someone who is showing you all the highlights of their life, and you're thinking that's their day-to-day life. You're not like them. You don't want their life, right? So why are you looking at their life and comparing it to yourself? It's really silly, and it's something that a long time ago, back in 2017, I would say, I turned off all my notifications for social media. I didn't go ahead and delete it, but this way I know I can go ahead and check the app when I want to, right? I'm not going to be, I have some notification, I need to check the app, even though it's a waste of my time. No, I can check the app whenever I want. Not tracking spending, that's another big one. Most people don't track their spending. And there's a lot of monthly expenses that add up, like these memberships and Netflix and whatever, right? Then borrowing money for a wedding. That's also silly. You shouldn't be taking a loan for your wedding, right? So setting up home with another person's expenses gets so more once your family expands with children and mortgaging your home. Starting out with the debt overhanging from your bill for a wedding ceremony is like setting out to run a marathon from a mile behind the starting line. And I'm already a slow runner. Exactly. This is something I would never do, and I think it'd be extremely ridiculous, and you're setting yourself up for failure as a couple if you're going to borrow money for your wedding, right? After your wedding, you want to be in a good financial position to set yourself up for the future, not be in debt $35,000, right? So 10 is ignoring credit scores. A lot of my friends have no idea what their credit scores are. They don't really pay attention to credit cards too much. So I would say this is pretty accurate as well. Banks and lenders use it to determine if they'll give you a loan or credit card. And, if you have bad credit, then you're not going to be able to get a loan, on a home or car or any credit card, right? So your credit score is an indication of financial health, plain and simple. So understanding how to manage money can seem like amazing first, but with time and patience, you can easily avoid these common money mistakes. So this is a pretty good article. It's an old article, but I think that this really highlights a lot of the mistakes that millennials make. They don't think far ahead. They think that they don't have enough to invest. They have this inflated lifestyle, and that's just not going to help us in the future. So I really push my friends to invest and educate themselves about their personal finance. Everyone's different, right? My portfolio is not going to work for you. Your portfolio is not going to work for someone else, right? But educating yourself is going to help you set yourself up for success, right? I have different goals than you. I have different risk tolerance than you, right? But if you educate yourself, you can set yourself up and your portfolio up in a way that you're comfortable completely of where it is. You should be able to sleep comfortably at night, right? Not have worries about, is the market crashing? Is this crashing? Blah, 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 right? So that's going to be something that's huge to kind of keep an eye on as millennials kind of grow older is, are we going to continue with these bad habits, or are we going to learn some good financial habits? And I hope that we can learn some really good financial habits moving forward, as we also gain more spending power as well. Millennials are pretty young now, but just give them another 10, 20 years, they're going to have a lot of spending power. They might have some more political power. So this is something that I want to bring up the whole generation and the youth just to be educated as a whole. So like I said, if you guys enjoyed this video, please like, comment, subscribe. Check out the links below if you guys want to get any free stocks or crypto just for signing up. It's super simple. And I'm going to make a video talking about probably real estate next. maybe interest rates. If you guys have any comments or questions down below or any video ideas, definitely go ahead and leave it in the comments below. And if you want to reach out to me, the best way is to join my Discord server and go ahead and send me a message there. There's tons of like-minded people in that Discord server. So if you want to network with people, it's a great place to learn. So definitely go ahead and hop in there. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Thanks.